Okay, this is Jason. I'm doing a cold open. I'm real snacky. It's carbohydrates. They're crunchy. They're salty. They're not good for me. But man, it feels good. Doesn't it feel good, gang, to do a nice, crunchy, salty snack? Or do you like the gooey, sweet ones? I don't know. Maybe a combo of both is great, right? But which do you start with? Which do you end with? What do you put in between? I know what you put in between. You put in a nice, big, fat, well-cooked episode of SmartLess. Num, 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 num. Welcome to SmartLess.
SmartLess.
Fuck the stress. You know, guys, I can't have the stress. I lost my voice, and it's just now come back a little bit. I still have a little Brenda.
Are you screaming at people on set?
Is it from the Knicks games, or just screaming at people on set again?
I think it was.
I want my chair over here.
It was. I think it was a cold, or it might have been allergies.
No,
I mean, yeah, it started.
By yourself?
It started. Yeah, it started in my throat, and it went to my nose, and then it landed on my vocal cords.
You're a little
Jason's
a little fragile. I feel like this is the first time we're meeting the real JB right now.
And I was a little frazzled getting to Mike today because that's what we call it, right? Getting to Mike.
Getting to Mike.
Sure.
Because
we do now. Yeah.
I wanted to have my teeth brushed for you.
Yeah.
Do you guys brush your teeth for me?
Of course, always.
No, not me.
You don't.
Don't you brush?
Well,
look at his teeth.
Did you sleep with the whitener on too long last night?
No, I went to
look at that.
I went to the dentist yesterday, and he's like, I don't whiten my teeth. How about that?
Yeah. And you smoke.
Shh.
And you drink coffee.
I know.
And you drink coffee.
And you self-tan.
I don't self-tan. That's the one where don't make me mad. you and Kimmel, nobody loves hitting me my tan more than Molly.
But
what's self-tan mean? You just lays out.
That's like a cream. But where do you find the time, and how is it always so even, Mr. Trump?
Well, you know what I do every day. I do my walk every day. And so that's like an hour.
I don't talk to me like I'm fucking watching you doing your fucking heavy hands and shit.
Yeah. You know what my routine
your Velcro ankle weights.
You know my routine.
Is that
with my weight vest? Somebody took a picture of me with my weight vest yesterday on Loma Vi.
Oh, really? I got to see that.
But Will, I spend a lot of time when I'm not working on the golf course, as we're aware.
What?
Yeah.
That's 5 hours of sun exposure, and I wear 100. So you're saying you're 20-minute.
I don't wear.
Okay, that's what it is.
A and B, I don't wear a bucket hat. Right.
So you wear no sun protection whatsoever. You're kind of bragging about that right now to get yourself that nice color, but you're giving yourself fucking cancer.
I'm not, first of all, fucking cool it. It's early for me to die, okay?
I've had skin cancer already. I had something shaved off my eye. Remember that? I had to go in there and got it all scraped off.
I get checked. I have a friend of mine, and she's been giving me a lot of shit about sunscreen lately.
Are these checks that you pay for, or is it
no.
When you say a friend?
like a close friend of mine.
And then does she check for ticks at the same time and all those tough to find spots?
Whoops, found another one. She just squeezes it out like a zit.
You're covered in ticks.
Well, I found a couple leeches too.
I'm like, so?
I think I have to remove the poison.
The ticks.
Oh my gosh.
So wait, so you've got a. Yeah, now you're getting into a sweat because you're thinking about all the possible risks you're taking.
I've also had 4 coffees today, so I'm having a coffee sweat.
Yeah.
You know, we were at dinner the other night, JB. You were missed.
I know.
You were missed, and Jen brought a photo up from our big family trip from a few years back where we went with all the kids and everything.
Oh, yeah. God, I love that.
And there's a photo of all of us, and then my head sticking out in the back. Remember how tan I was? And my hair's sticking up, and then I've got zinc on my lips, and I look like a crazy person, right, Sean? I look
We passed around the photo, and everybody had something to say about it.
and I've never seen it. No, I'd never seen it before. I was like, "What is?" I look like an insane.
Yeah, you look like
person.
you look like a predator.
You guys came to the island and found me there.
Yeah,
Like I'd laid out. I'd written in the sand SOS.
We have to go back there.
I know.
We have to go back, guys.
It'd be fun to go now with the kids a little bit older. It'd be fun.
Jay, how's it? It's fun being back for the weekend.
It's
yeah,
very nice to be back for the weekend. Yes,
I'm going to your Q&A, Jay, tomorrow at Netflix because I know that you're doing a Q&A session.
Right, eh? What the hell are you doing there?
Well, I'm just going to go because I want to ask you questions about directing and stuff. I know you're giving like a thing.
Good.
And so I got an email from Netflix about it. Like, come join us. So I'm like, I'm
wear
coming.
the zinc on your nose so that when you hold your hand
I'm
up.
going to put a fake mustache and a hat, and then I'm going to sit in the back, and I'm going to be like, I've got a question.
No, you should play the crazy Italian guy from our podcast.
Yeah.
I love a black rabbit. What a show. These brothers are crazy. You're unhinged.
I can't believe they sent you an invite.
No, actually, a different friend of mine got an email about it, and they sent it to me, and I was like, "Oh, fucking send me that! I want to go. I want to go show up and crash. How good!" And then you know what? I did have the thought. I was like, if I did it, then I make it about me, and I'm not going to go and do that.
No, why do that?
Please do.
I do it enough. There's so many people listening right now who are nodding, going like, "I know you do make it about you. Shut up. We hate your stupid stories."
But what about so I'm here this weekend to do these interviews and stuff for DTF and for Black Rabbit and stuff.
Yeah.
And it's all talking. It's
You're gonna make it.
Including this podcast. And I was looking at like literally 36 hours ago, everything was like this. I couldn't.
Oh, really?
And I was like, oh my God, I've got like 5 days of work ahead of me that's just talking. Luckily, I got a little prednisone in me and an antibiotic.
Yeah, good.
You know what? I was talking to our buddy who's doing Dog Day Afternoon, not John Bernthal, but I was talking to you guys know John Ortiz is the best. He's a great actor and he's a good buddy of mine. And he is on Broadway right now.
Yeah.
And he has a really bad cold and it's a he's like, it's a nightmare scenario.
Yeah. I almost called you, Sean, because I knew you'd probably have some like fancy Broadway doctor that knows how to deal with vocal stuff.
Always. It's two. Two of the best.
Boots,
I'll text
Boots
you.
knows.
Wait, Sean, are you getting rid of paddles and going with Boots?
Right now he's Boots. Right now he's Boots.
Oh, Boots McGee. Yeah.
Boots, yeah, because I have a boot on. But speaking
Sean's got
of
a point that he wants to make. I saw him. Who are you looking at off camera who's giving you the cue to go into it? Is it Scotty?
No, nobody. Me. It's me.
Okay.
I'm looking at all of you. No, we have to go because our guest is super famous and she has to work.
Oh, sorry.
Okay.
Yes.
Here we go.
So
I should have got dressed up. I meanwhile got undressed.
Put your sleeves back on.
I'm going to put a nice pashmina on.
Oh, guys, my guest today, who I love and I live for, grew up in Castle Hill, New York, the middle of three sisters in an apartment.
Andrew Martin.
So small, they all shared a bed. There was always music in the house with constant reenactments of West Side Story. I could do the whole thing with her.
Chenoweth.
But her parents still hoped she'd become a lawyer. Instead, she left college to pursue dance full-time, left home, and ended up sleeping in a Manhattan dance studio. Somewhere along the way, she taught Kerry Washington how to dance. I can't wait to ask her about that. Then she became the first Latina actress ever paid $1 million for a movie role.
Rita Moreno.
She's briefly been on this podcast before. It's the beautiful, multi-talented, and unstoppable
Jennifer Lopez.
Yes!
No way. Willie got it. Very nice.
Yes.
You a few.
No, when you said briefly, and then I remember you briefly on yes.
Yeah.
I was so close with Andrea Martin. God damn it.
So close.
Oh my God, Jen, what are you drinking?
Hi there.
A little cappuccino.
Oh, nice.
Now,
Gets you going.
what do you go with for the milk on that? Are we almond? Are we oat?
I'm
Are we
traditional.
dairy?
I like a 2% milk. I know
Yes.
everybody's with fancy oats and almonds and
Yes, no.
soy.
Cow
Not me.
milk all the way.
All day.
Jason responds to that. You beta.
I know, but I feel I got word from one of those doctors back in the day that I'm lactose intolerant or I'm
Right.
bad with the dairy or something like that.
Yeah.
And so I've never had like cow milk since then. Plus, I did see a documentary once where they said the very disgusting fact, which is humans are the only species that drink the
Yes,
milk
I've
of
heard
another
that.
animal.
Right.
I don't
That
care.
like. I know, but that is weird, isn't it?
care.
We drink.
I'm
It
the
is
same-
weird. It is weird.
I'm the same way. I don't care.
I know you drink full, tall glasses of milk,
I
Sean.
don't care.
I
Yeah,
know.
you can't
and
think
it
about
tastes so good. It tastes so
Yeah.
good.
Plus, but Jennifer Lopez is always working out and exercising and staying in good health, so she can have
try.
milk in her coffee,
I
Right.
try.
right?
not- it's
Well,
You're
it's not
very
about
healthy.
that. It's
Yeah,
not about
it's
that.
not a
so
bad
much.
health
Sean.
choice, is
But
it?
I mean, you have to, if you're going to do it, you kind of have to balance it.
Says
Jennifer Lopez.
Says
Jennifer,
Dr. Dingdong
You
over
look very
there.
healthy. You look very, very healthy.
Ding dong.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Jen, thank you for doing this. I'm
Yes.
so excited you're here. This is a
is a
long time
guest.
coming for
This
me.
is
You've
a
been on my
guest.
list since we started.
Oh, you're sweet.
Wow, this is exciting.
It's true. And
I
I
love
know we
you.
kind of know each other, and I love
Yes,
you
we
too.
do.
Do you?
We dance together.
Yeah, we worked together many times over the years
and
on the
Grace.
Will and Grace, and something else too. I can't remember what it
Did
was.
we?
I think so.
You know what I realized? I'm so bad that you get to a point where you've done so much with so many people, and people are like, "We did that." Like the other day, I don't hate me. I was watching Monster-in-Law,
Oh my God.
and I forgot you were in it. And I was like,
forgot?
"What's
Yeah.
I'm gonna do
That's
that
what happens
podcast
with
soon."
them. Yeah.
No, because it was just so long ago. I
And it was
mean,
a
I don't want to
brief-
say how many years ago it was, but it was so
Wasn't
long
that during
ago.
Arrested Development, Willie? You did that?
That was 21 years ago. It was the summer of 2005.
21 years ago.
You know, Jennifer, as I'm admiring your beautiful printer in the background there, I then noticed that, Sean, you've moved the award. Didn't you have an award
Yes,
behind
because
you last
you made
week?
fun of me, and I
I
didn't
made fun
put
of
it-
you. Moved it.
Yeah, I did. But it's just right there, both of them.
But what about how Jen keeps it real? She's got a fucking printer in the
Yeah, that's
in
a
her
biz
frame.
hub. That's a biz hub.
I'm in
Yeah.
a hotel.
You are? Where?
Yes.
In New York?
In New York. I was here for the upfront, so I'm just here.
No, but you know, people like stack their awards behind them when they do Zooms.
Yeah, I
Yeah,
do.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, you don't.
In my office at home, I have like a wall of all these awards.
All
and things.
behind you
Right.
for the Zoom.
Yeah,
All right.
they're just there, and then you sit at your desk and they're there.
You've got so many. You can't point
Where are
the
you gonna
camera
put
in any
them?
exactly.
Jason,
Exactly.
where are you going to put them? In your
the
office
basement?
there, or yeah. By the way, they're in the basement
Will's,
now.
Will's
I
looking
just
behind
moved.
him. He can't fit him in the whisper booth.
I can't. There's not one. There's not one. Oh,
Why is
JB.
it so dark in there?
I know.
Well,
So that his tan pops.
This is my booth. But hang on a second. I'm gonna
He's
show
getting a
you.
nice bounce off his teeth, though.
the shorts.
I know.
God, the shorts.
Like at what age do you stop wearing shorts?
First of all, look at these.
Oh, that's a hockey glove.
These are
Okay.
special Toronto Maple
Okay.
Leaf limited
Oh,
Toronto
it's your
Maple
name
Leaf
on it.
hockey
But
gloves.
why?
with my name
When
on
is
it.
when have the Toronto Maple Leafs ever had a green hockey glove?
They used to be the Toronto St. Pat's when they first started.
Why are we
And then
sh-
look at this, Jason. Do you remember this? I've somehow kept this after all these years.
What is it? Is that the Wanamaker from the PGA Championship
It's
Tour?
it's called the VH1
Oh boy.
Big in 04.
Oh,
and we
God,
we
that's
went
right.
for arrested, and somehow I've kept this stupid huge trophy.
Wait, so we got one trophy and you got to keep it?
Yeah, obviously everybody elected me because they were like, who's the most deserving?
Is VH1 still going?
Yeah, I think so.
All right,
Hey,
Sean,
Jennifer,
Sean,
welcome to the
question.
show.
Yeah, question for the guest, please, Sean.
No, not at all.
Got to break in.
Let's just chit chat.
Well, it's
fine.
but it's the thing about like we worked together 3 times on Will and Grace, and the first time, God, did we laugh a lot. I mean, I was kicking you in, literally physically kicking you in the ass,
Yeah.
jumping in between your legs and
Yeah.
like dancing like fools. It was ridiculously hilarious, and you were so game, and I think you're so game for so many things, and you know, in
yeah, too
researching.
many things sometimes.
No. But you know, in doing all this research before today, you realize, I've never done a deep dive on you. We always have chit chat and have a good time, you know. And
Yeah.
laugh
You
all
never
the-
asked her anything important. You were just worried about yourself.
No, that's right. I was always like, when's the next question about me? But so before we get into it, I just want to say, I realized doing all this stuff how rare your kind of drive is, your work ethic, the ambition, the discipline. You've been doing at such a high level for decades.
I mean, have you seen her documentary? That
Yes, it's
documentary is
incredible.
just like I think I had a chance to run into you after I saw it and said how much I love it. It's so impressive. I mean, not only just well made, but the scope of it. I mean, your career is incredibly
It's amazing.
stacked.
It's
I
incredible.
mean, non-stop.
And you, this is another thing we'll talk about later, but you the thing you do for women in general, whether you do it intentionally or not, I'm sure some of it is intentional, you make them feel empowered, you show them that talent and beauty and sexuality, you can have all that at any age, and you're fearless about all that. How aware of Are you aware of how much permission that gives people, or are you too busy working to even think about it?
I'll say this. When I was starting out and I had just started doing like my clothing line. So I had been acting for a while and dancing and singing for a while, had my first records out and things like that. So this is, I don't know, 20 years ago.
Yeah.
And I was working with a few girls in my office who are like friends who I just hired, you know what I mean? And I remember saying, like, it was getting overwhelming. And I said, this is so fucking much. Why am I doing this? This is too much. And she goes, Jennifer, if you can't, and I probably had just went through some breakup and fucking everything had blown up in my face again. You know what I mean? And I was just like, I just don't know if I can go. And she goes, Jennifer, if you can't do it, none of us can do it. Mm-hmm. And when she said that to me, I never forgot it. And I thought to myself, oh, people look at me a certain way, especially girls, like women. Like
inspiration.
For sure.
They're like, and it gave me like a feeling of responsibility to do things right all the time.
Mm-hmm. A responsibility you like or didn't want?
I don't mind it because I am a hard worker and I do have discipline. Like I started running track when I was, I don't know, like 8 or 9 years old, and I was practicing every day. Like I always had kind of like an athlete's kind of drive and work ethic.
That makes sense.
And so and I did track for a while, gymnastics. I played softball. Like I was very much an athlete before I fell in love with dancing. And once I fell in love with dancing, sports went out the window.
Right, because it is a sport.
It is a sport, and it was just an easy transition. But also because I grew up on musicals with my mom and all of that, and I loved them so much. It was like I always wanted to sing and dance and act, but when it took its natural time, I really like left everything behind and just fell in love with that. But that really made me feel that exchange stayed with me even all these years later, because it just made me feel like don't fuck it up. Like, do the right things. People are watching you for whatever reason. Maybe because I was, Puerto Rican and from the Bronx and came from similar places where all these people, people come from. I wasn't like born in Hollywood and, kind of that thing. And so there was a real...
Jason.
a real like idea in my mind of like, you have to do things right. Don't fuck it up,
And work for it.
Yeah.
Yeah. And do it. Like, do the thing. Like, go for it.
Yeah.
What was first for you? Was it an example of someone who was just an incredible inspiration as far as their accomplishments? Was that first, or was it being inspired by seeing an incredible dancer or musician or actor? Or when you were a little girl, what was the first thing that inspired you? Was it accomplishment or was it a specific talent?
No, it was the arts. Like from when I was very little, I remember you brought up Rita Moreno and you brought up West Side Story right before us. You were trying to guess who I was.
He always does. That's all he does. That's all he does is bring up Rita Moreno.
It really was Rita Moreno for me.
Oh, really?
Really?
Yes.
I did want her to be my mom. Watching Electric Company, I said to my mother once when I was a tiny little kid, I said, I want her to be my mom.
Yeah.
Yes, who wouldn't? And she's so amazing. And the thing is like my mom watched West Side Story in the theater when it first came out, and she made us watch it every single year. I don't even remember the first time I saw it, 3 years old, 4 years old, 5 years old. But I do remember watching it on TV one Thanksgiving, because it came on once a year, and thinking, that's what I want to do. I want to sing and dance and act. I want to dance around. I want to sing. And my mother was kind of that way as well, and very kind of vivacious, take over the room type of person. And I wasn't like that. I was more like my dad. I was more quiet and kind of like to myself. But that part I had. Like, I wanted to sing and dance and shake my ass too.
Right.
Like my mom was
just imagine you dancing and singing around like the living room and stuff like that, like kids do, because like that's when we have no fear and no sense of and like
dance like
but
nobody's watching. You mean?
Right, but then there's that moment we all hit when we're about, I don't know,
10, 11 or something like that, where you start to become aware of shame and embarrassment and what other people might be thinking. And there's that transition that it's almost a sad transition that you see kids go through where they become self-aware. But
Yeah.
then, you hope that they gather sort of coping skills to kind of have self-assuredness and to kind of push through that and have their confidence take over and to be able to push through that. Do you remember that moment where you stopped kind of dancing like no one was watching and you were aware people were watching and were able to push through that?
I think this is what makes me a little different.
Yeah.
That I was
That never happened?
No. I was
wow,
never
that's
afraid to
great.
make a fool of myself.
That's
Wow.
great.
Like,
Yeah.
I was
Same.
always just like, it's fine. I fell down. And maybe
Right.
that was part of the athlete part too. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like, it was just like, you're gonna, make mistakes. You're gonna fall. You're gonna do the, like, I was ready. I'm like, get back up. Very
Yeah.
scrappy.
Part of
you know?
learning, part of success.
Yeah.
We'll be right back.
And now back to the show.
I was thinking about when you started and really started to sort of break through, and I kind of want to get into what that was because I'm not sure I really know what
Yeah.
that thing was.
I have questions about it.
Thank you, Sean. This is not your time. I'd like to reclaim my time. Jennifer, I wonder if you know, like the moment when you broke through and you broke through on such a global level in such a way that is very,
Huge.
very rare, where everybody in the world knows who you are, and just bear with me, that you that you have the moment where that kind of dawns on you, the level of recognition and fame, and then you as a person, the gap of you catching up to that and being okay with that on that kind of a level. Do you remember that time? Was it a
Yeah, I
struggle
do.
kind of between you and it?
It was the worst. It was the worst. It was, I had just done Selena
Yeah.
Yeah.
and the movie came out and I was still walking around, Hollywood, like going on auditions to it. Like it was still that time.
Yeah.
But it had just come out and I was walking down the street and for the first time somebody was like, hey, and they come running towards me and I thought, motherfucker's gonna mug me. What the fuck
Yeah.
is going on right now? Like I got really nervous. You know what I mean?
Right.
And I was just, like any woman in the world, we're threatened by so many things. Like we're so scared all the time in a weird way.
Yeah.
And I was just walking to the store from my apartment in LA and it was just so jarring to me. And then I realized they were like, I saw you in whatever. And I was like, oh.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was like, but my thing was like, I don't know you.
Yeah.
Like, I don't know you. Like, what are you doing? Like,
Yeah.
back up. Don't touch me.
Right.
I was so scared. And I remember it dawning on me. I was like, oh, you're not anonymous anymore.
Right.
Yeah.
Your anonymity is gone.
Yeah.
And I think in my mind, I thought, you can't get that back. That's something that's lost forever. And I remember that's when I started having panic attacks and
Oh, did you?
I had
about that.
it was a terrible time for me.
Yeah. Can you talk about that when you were filming Enough, right?
No, that was another time. That was when I overworked myself
That-
so
but
bad.
that
That was a
story-
different
that's-
panic
when I
attack,
didn't realize
Sean.
my limits.
Yeah, but I read about that in preparation for this, and that's fascinating to me because I love medical stories. Where you, can you say what happened and why?
Yeah. So that was the kind of getting used to like fame and realizing your life had changed
Yeah.
in a way that you couldn't control anymore.
Or go back.
You can't go back.
Yeah.
They're always going to know. Somebody will always have seen Selena and somebody will always. And for whatever reason, that really freaked me out. And that took a minute. But
Right.
what you're talking about is when I was doing Enough. I think I had done like 4 movies in a row. And I had recorded my second album or something like that. So the J-Lo album, which was really big.
Yeah,
And-
huge.
And what was like the J-Lo album.
Right.
And I was working, filming every day, as you guys know what that is, all the hours. And then I would go into the studio at night. And then on the weekends, I like had junkets or video shoots or whatever. And I remember not clocking that I had worked like 98 days in a row without taking a day off.
Right.
Right. Because we
Yeah.
went back and counted it because we were like, what happened? And one day I'm sitting on the set of Enough. It's actually kind of thinking about it. And I'm walking to the set every single time. And every time I walk to the set, I start getting a little, like a little pitter patter in my heart. Like it's like rising. And I go and finally it got to the point I was like, I really feel nervous. And I had the little girl in enough. And I was like, I'm sorry, sweetie. I feel a little weird today. I said, a little tired or something. And she was like, it's okay. You're going to be all right. You know, she's like going like this to my face. But I wasn't all right. And I went back to the trailer and I sat down. And all of a sudden, like, I just couldn't see. Like, it was almost like I couldn't see clearly. Like something just went over my eyes and I couldn't move. And one of my girlfriends, who was my friend since the second grade, was my assistant. And she was like, so she has to know, like, she doesn't know what, she didn't really know what she was doing too much, but we loved thugging it out together and figuring it out and being together. And I said to her, Arlene, I can't move. I can't see. She goes, stop it, Jennifer, you're scaring me. And I go, no, I really can't move.
Yeah.
I said, no, I can't move. You should get somebody. And she's like, stop. I said, get B.O.B., my security guard. And she got me, and I was like, I can't move, and I can't see. And I couldn't move. I was just paralyzed.
Yeah.
And he picked me up and put me in the car. We went to the hospital.
Wow.
And it was crazy. And I said to the doctor, I said, am I going crazy? And he said, no, you're not crazy.
It's exhaustion.
Yeah, he's like, you shut down.
I remember, speaking of Monster-in-Law, I remember we were shooting a couple of days like downtown somewhere, and the level of attention, I remember you having to drive to set, and they had to put blinders on the thing for you to drive into, and there were photographers on the roofs of the building across the street.
Yeah.
And I remember, and they had the base camp set up in this parking lot downtown, and I remember these dudes randomly putting cameras under the fence and just shooting like this, hoping to get somebody. And I thought, oh my God.
Yeah.
That is so, and by the way, there are a lot of people who go like, oh, well, that's the price you pay for fame and all that kind of bullshit. And you're like, oh yeah, that's pretty rough, man. Like you don't have a second.
It can be really tricky, and you learn to kind of like live a certain way. Like I don't go out all that much, you know, and I know where I can go. Yeah, to this day. Yeah. And I have my like very small group of friends, and they come over, or we do things, or we go on trips. But even when we go on trips, it's very curated, and you have to learn because it's just, it's part of it.
Jason calls photographers. He lets them know they have his schedule.
And
they have access to his iCal.
They never show, What about now that sort of surgical masks are so sort of like accepted in public and so commonplace now? Do you ever enjoy that level of sort of finding anonymity?
I feel like people
again?
always know it's me, and I feel stupid. Like if I put on a hat, like two other, it's like, is that J-Lo?
Yeah, I bet you could get away
You know what I
with
mean?
it.
It's like stupid. I put a mask on. They'll even recognize my voice sometimes if I'm like, talking in a store.
Wow.
Like
Yeah.
I'll see people creep around the aisle like they heard me talking or something. I'm like, hi.
Did your friends call you J-Lo when you were a kid growing up? No,
not at all. Not at all. That was something that I always credit Heavy D. I don't know if you guys remember who Heavy D
of
was.
course.
He was a rapper back in the day. All the Sony artists, there was a place called the Hit Factory here in New York.
Yep.
And all of us recorded there. A lot of people recorded there. It was a big studio. And people would always come in and out, to other people's studios. And I met Heavy at that time. And he just always used to call me Jenny Lo. He's like, J-Lo, Jenny Lo. And I was like, I think I'm going to call my next album J-Lo.
I love that.
I think
That's
it's
so
just
cool.
Yeah, and that's kind of how it happened. It was really very simple. It just stuck.
When did Jenny from the Block come?
Well, I was going to get to Jenny from the Block,
It was the next album. So that J-Lo was my second album. The first album was On the Six, and my third album was This Is Me Then. And that had Jenny from the Block on it.
Do you know, you spawned how many people in the world probably refer to their friends, Jennifer, as Jenny from the Block? Like, we have a friend.
Oh, my God.
Right?
Yeah, you do come across it. But also, they all do their names. Oh, my people call me Ado. Or,
right.
Like, they put their name together and stuff like that. Yeah.
Jason would be J-Ba.
Yeah, you be
Right?
JB,
Yeah, and
J-Ba.
you're Siha. Say ha. Say ha.
Say ha.
It doesn't work.
It doesn't work. Doesn't work. It doesn't roll off the tongue. So,
Not for everybody.
but getting back to your when you were first starting, because I think it's fascinating that you went from the time frame of In Living Color, which was its own story, which we could probably talk about forever, but In Living Color to Money Train to Selena. You at that time you really had to prove yourself as an actress, and you probably worked hard to do that, right? What did that period feel like when you look back on it, where you're like, wait, how do I get people to take me seriously from dancing on In Living Color
Right.
to being an actress?
Well, it's funny. My very first movie was a movie called My Family, Mi Familia, which Greg Nava did.
Oh, right.
And it had Edward James Olmos in it. That was the very first time I worked with him. And I played the young matriarch in the movie. And right from that moment, I think people seeing that little piece of tape, that really helped make the transition. Because it was a great little role. And I had to cross the river from Mexico into the thing, and I'm swimming, and I'm actiony, and I'm crying with the baby, and it was a great little juicy. It was a small role, but it was juicy. And with that piece of tape, people were like, "Oh, she can act. She's an actress," and I was, and I had worked on it before I did my first movie. I studied it, acting all throughout. And Living Color really brought me out to Los Angeles, and that's when I started taking classes all the time and. Reading all the books and doing all the things.
I love that.
You did. God, I remember this movie holds up. I love it so much. You're so great in Out of Sight.
Oh,
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, you were that movie is so good. So
Aaron
good.
Cisco.
Oh, you're so good in that. It's such a great movie.
It really is.
You really
you.
dragged Clooney along, because no, you did.
You launched something
You
there.
did. You made Clooney look good, and I don't care if he hears this. You made him look good,
And that Soderbergh character.
and Soderbergh too. Yeah. And Steven too. You really helped those guys. out.
Yeah, I really helped him out.
No, but talk about that movie, if you will, just a little bit, because that was that movie really went
Huge
She
hit.
knows what she's doing.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I mean, you already
loved-
were, but
Yeah, I was excited. Listen, and I got really lucky in the beginning of my career to work with some really great directors: Steven Soderbergh, Oliver Stone, Francis Ford Coppola. I worked with Robin Williams. It was a really beautiful, beautiful beginning to an acting career for me, for sure. And working on Out of Sight, it was funny. The thing I remember the most about Out of Sight was one of the things is Steve Zahn, because we had one of the most epic nights ever singing musical theater. I think I was singing to him and telling him I was going to be a singer, and he was like, "Yeah, right." I was like, I am. I'm working on my album right now. I was so young and kind of goofy and whatever. And but I also remember the auditioning process for that. And I remember the last, I read for Steven, and he was like, "I think I like," he's talking to George, "I like this girl, Jennifer Lopez, to play this role." And he was like, "Okay." And they had me go do a chemistry read. And I had to drive to George's house. And I remember getting there, and there was a pig in the front yard. And I was like, "This is some real Hollywood shit. This is some weird stuff."
And Richard Kind collecting the mail.
Yeah.
He had his pig, and we were there, and we read on the couch together, literal casting couch, and we were just had this chemistry that really worked, and Steven just loved it, and I got the role, and I was so happy because it was a really great role as well. So,
Did you get it there in the room, or
I think by the time I got home, they had called my agent and said that they wanted me.
oh, that's so good.
That's great.
It was
How do you,
great.
with so much ability across, mediums, how and anything that you basically declare you're going to do, it's going to find financing and it's going to find an audience. How do you decide what to do? If anything is a viable direction, you could start a musical tomorrow, or you could do another album, or you could finance, you could start a movie, you could act in that movie, direct that movie,
You could open a
produce it,
bank.
you could do it. You could really you could start a cupcake store down the street that would become
I do have cookie dough that I call J dough.
There you
that,
go.
Oh, for real?
That is the best chocolate cookies in the world.
I
And
want
one
some.
day I'm going to make this. I'm going to share it with the world because
Right,
they're so
so-
good.
But you don't sell it yet?
No,
Oh, that's
not
great.
at
a
all.
mistake.
This is we can announce it today.
Leave the money on the table.
This should be J-Dough. I'll
I
buy
want
a
it. We love
truckload.
chocolate chip
But
cookies.
truly, so
Totally.
how do you decide where to point
Yeah, what to do. Yeah.
your energy and your
It's
your
funny
assets?
you asked that question because I think one of the things about my career and some, there's in any long career, there's ups and downs. You swing for the fences and you fail. And then there's times when it's just like, you just hit it out of the park. And right now, I think I just didn't ever realize that I had that kind of power. I always felt, again, like the scrappy one, kind of trying to
And erring
make
on the
it.
side of humility and not
Yes,
assuming something till you're sure. I
Yeah.
think that's a healthy place to be.
It did serve me in certain ways, but in other ways, I always felt like whatever I got was good enough. Instead of going, wait a minute, is this the right thing to do right now, or is that the right? It was just kind of like work. I'm working. And I think it wasn't just now, as my kids are about to leave to college in about
Yeah.
Wow.
a few months.
They're both 18.
Don't make me cry, okay?
Wow.
I'm with you.
Yeah, and they're twins, so they're both leaving at the same time, and it's
Oh my
just going to
God.
be me by
Ay,
myself.
ay.
And I'm looking at like what I really want to do, and for the first time in my life, I've really taken more control of exactly what you're saying. Like, what do you really want to do? Like, do you want to direct? Do you want to do musicals? What have you not done that really feels fulfilling to you? Because I actually have realized that I do have that I have earned that over these years. And I should be I want to be very intentional about what I do over these next 4 or 5 years.
You can take agency over your own life and
Also like give myself a pat on the back, which I never did. I never do, and I never
you
did.
should.
Yeah.
Where I go, you know what? You created this. That little girl with like, I always say this, with like holes in her shoes in the Bronx. You know what I mean? I wear my sneakers down where this part of my foot was out all the time. I'm sure that's going to be a meme.
If I asked you right now, what do you really love and value most in your life? I'm sure that you would say your kids. But if I narrowed that to what your career represents for you, what it just sort of in a pursuit of like trying to find an answer for what you would want to do next or your next chapter to be, what is it that you enjoy the most that your career has provided you? Is it respect? Is
Endless possibility.
Yeah. Okay.
I think it's that I have opened up an avenue for myself where there's endless possibility, and I can really create a new dream right now for myself.
Yeah, for sure.
And I just moved into a new house. Like everything in my life has changed over the past couple of years. I moved into a new house.
What happened?
I'm
kidding.
Oh, that's for another time.
It's a different podcast.
That's a different.
Right.
Guys, keep rolling. Guys, keep rolling. Keep rolling.
You come over, we have a glass of wine, and you come to the new house, and it's amazing. And I like built my little corner of the world dream house. I got my kids some horses. We have stables.
Oh, that's great.
Like,
wow.
I was like, please come home. Please come back home
Right.
to your horses.
Yeah.
There's horses here. And just really thinking about like, with all this change, it's actually been a very emotional time for me. Where yes, I'm crying because they're leaving, but I'm also like staring down, like, what is my life now? The past 20 years, it's been one thing. The past 5 years has been a tumult, and then the last 2 years has been kind of the healing process from that tumult where I really got to know myself. And the person I am today is so different than the person I was even 2 years ago. It's crazy.
Great.
And now I can really look at my life, appreciate it for what it is and what I've created for myself, and be really happy. And both my kids like got into all their colleges, and they both got scholarships, and they're going where they want to go. And it's just, I was like, you did that shit all by yourself.
That's great.
Like you had very little help,
Mm-hmm.
We'll be right back.
And back to the show.
I was just going to say, I think it's awesome that the way you talk about it, and you seem so sort of clear-headed and calm, knowing we sort of joke about it, about how much people perceive or think that they know about your life and what you've gone through and all that kind of stuff. And you have to kind of put that in a weird place because that people have this sort of thing that they think, and then but you have to actually go through it. And like you said when you started, like, you're just a human being, and people forget that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like it's so crazy to me because we don't really understand other people's experiences unless we walk in their shoes.
Right, and there's also I think I don't mean to cut you off, Willie, but I do think we're all aware of, and some of us are friends with some people that have like this enormous level of celebrity and exposure that actually enables them to stay exactly who that is for kind of as long as they want. In other words, there's this real permissive culture around celebrity, and you don't kind of have to be the best part of you, and you don't have to grow. Like, what you just said,
right.
Jennifer, that the past 2 years has been about the healing, and that you're so different now than you were even 2 years ago, 5 years ago. Do you recognize that can be a real accomplishment for somebody in your position? Like, I think that's a real great attaboy that you've clearly put in time and work and self-reflection, and you could have just kept eating the junk food of the permissive culture around you and just kind of lean back. But it sounds like you're leaning into, who am I going to be for this next chapter? And what have I learned, et cetera, et cetera.
100%. There's been different times where I felt like, whether people outside knew it or not, where I feel like my life blew up in my own face. And it was because of the choices I made, but also because of the fact that I had things that needed to change about myself that I didn't understand or recognize, that was attracting certain things and attracting a certain type of, experience into my life. And I really needed, honestly, it's that thing where, and you can go either way, you're right, it is a choice. So I want to give myself that credit too, but there comes a point where it's all so puzzling and wrong, where you have to sit there. And after my last divorce, I just sat there and I was like, I canceled my tour and I sat there and I was just like, you need to fucking figure yourself out. What is going on with you? Forget about everybody else. There's nobody to blame here except yourself in a certain way. Not that people don't behave in a way that's not great, but what are you doing? What do you have going on? And that was a turning point for me. And that was a couple of years ago now.
I had the same thing about 2-3 years ago. Maybe I've told you guys this in private before, but I had a moment before I got into real therapy a couple of years ago, where one day I was making coffee in the morning, and I swear to God, and I went, I remember distinctly what was happening.
Oat milk.
Not the date.
Oat milk.
Oat milk.
Big oat milk decision.
And I remember, I said out loud to myself, it's you. Right? And I had this I was like, oh my God, I need to do some work. I go, it's me.
But by the way, everybody needs to do that at some point in your life.
And by the way, everybody goes through this. I mean, it's all sort of relative. Like,
it's part of being human, right? Like, part of being human is
we all have things that blow up.
We get these parents, they do the best they can, or they do as much as they can. They form certain parts about ourselves. And then our journey is kind of the undoing and the healing of those things, of the patterns that created.
Right.
Yeah.
And so in doing and looking at those patterns, I was able to kind of like go back to that little girl and really look at her and
dope.
That little 7-year-old girl, like I said, with the ripped nightgown, like I can see her right now with it, like my hair was like up to here and it was about the same color. And you know what I mean?
Yeah,
and 30 feet, walking around barefoot all the fucking time. And I was
You're
like,
barefoot now.
Just like,
She's back.
still nothing's changed. It's still Jenny from the block. And just kind of like going, you did this.
Yeah.
You did all this.
Yeah.
Give yourself a little fucking something, like a little love.
Right.
Stop looking for love in other things.
Yeah.
And give it to yourself. Like,
Yeah,
there's
give it
so
to
much to
yourself.
love in you. Yeah.
Yeah, and you don't see it because you're in this business and everybody's telling you you're bad at this and you're bad at that, and they're scrutinizing and criticizing your personal, your professional life, and you're not doing this enough, or you didn't choose that right movie, or that song didn't do as good as the last one, and you're like, and it plays on you, and it plays on those places that were reinforced when you were younger, of like whatever it is, the impressions that were made on you because of the way you were loved or cared for in different ways. And it's all so intertwined. And I find it very interesting, and I love it because I really do believe people are capable of change, because I've experienced it.
Same.
And
100%.
it is, and a lot of that fuel for change comes from that self-love. But that self-love is often so hard for all of us to kind of recognize and utilize, because it's hard to see, because we're living with ourselves every day. You know, you kind of get used to some of the things that you really should be taking a second to be pleased with about yourself. It's like you can't see your own hair grow, right? Like you see yourself every
don't
day.
understand what it is to love yourself. Like to understand, to whatever you want. And I think having kids for me changed a lot of that, because I realized whatever I want to give them, like, why wouldn't I give that to myself?
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Why don't I appreciate those things about it? Why don't I, if you want respect from people, you have to respect yourself. Those are actions, right? Like, those are real tangible things. And my sister said to me once, Linda, who I think is so smart, and she was like, when are you going to be your own keeper? You keep everybody else. You take care of mom. You take care of me. You take care of the kids. You take care of everybody who works for you. You take care. When are you going to be your own keeper? And I was just like, yeah. And these are all little pieces.
Really sweet.
I feel like the journey is like pieces, little puzzle pieces that you fit in little by little as you like sit there with the oat milk and go, it's me.
Yeah.
This fucking thing that just happened, me.
Yeah.
Right.
And you mentioned the kids. I sort of realized also that like that act of the way that we love our kids, for me anyway, my experience is that act of being loving to them allows, the reason it feels so good is because you're generating that and then you get it back. And it's when you close off and you don't act in a loving way, pushing. I find the more I push out, the more it comes back. And so like with my kids, that's why it feels so good, because you're creating that as opposed to kind of rolling up the window on it. Do you know what I mean?
Absolutely. No, I agree. And the kids are a great learner, but relationships are great, kind of learning grounds as well, where you really get to face yourself. And if you get lucky enough to be with somebody who actually really cares and loves about you in the right way, there's a lot you can learn from each other, even if things don't work out. You know what I mean? But Jason, I'm sorry I cut you off. I was just like, had to get get that thought out before.
I was
love
kind
it.
of done. I was just saying it's a dumb metaphor or analogy, not being able to recognize your own hair growing, because we see ourselves in the mirror every single day. But if you don't see somebody for a few weeks, you go, oh, your hair's gotten long.
Your hair's
You have a
it's
beard.
Yeah, right. Like you can't really see the things inside of you that you probably should be.
You've got the greatest hair of all time.
I was trying to back into a
I
compliment.
know.
Thank you.
Jason's got the greatest
You really
hair.
do.
He's got the
really fucking
greatest.
do.
It's
nuts.
unbelievable.
But I mean,
you know what,
guys-
Jennifer? You want to know something? He hasn't put a comb or a brush in it since he was 11. That's a true story.
Stop.
Yes.
Stop.
And he doesn't color it.
He doesn't color it.
Also true.
He's so
Kinda
handsome.
amazing.
Guys.
I mentioned it before, Jen. It's like, well, maybe I didn't mention it. I think I mentioned in the intro where you left home when you were really young and you slept in a dance studio or something as a
I did.
as a
I did.
girl.
I have done the craziest things.
I
that
know, but
nobody
don't you
knows.
look back at that with everything we're talking about now, and giving yourself and loving yourself, looking at that and going, wow, I was sleeping on the floor of a studio on my own, not even living at home.
Yeah.
And look what I've done. Like, it's
Yeah.
it's just mind blowing.
It's crazy because my mom and dad, like, I was about to start college, or I had just done a semester of college, and I was just like, I had a dream that I'm going to be in show business. And they were like, we lived in the Bronx. They were like, this crazy bitch. And I was just like, no, Dad. And my mom was like, you're not dropping out of college. You are crazy. You know how much we do this so you can go to college and da-da-da.
Right.
And my dad was like, did you have a dream? really? I said, Daddy, I did. I really did. Da, da, da. Anyway, the next few months was tumultuous, and I wound up leaving the house, and I kept skipping. I stopped going to class at college, and I was going to the dance studio and literally taking class all day. I had just
To be a lawyer.
fallen in love with it. I wanted to be a lawyer. I worked in a law office for a few years during high school, and I was
Crazy.
like really good with numbers and taxes and things like that. And
Yeah.
I don't know. I just could feel I was just good at it, and they loved me. And I just was on this track to be a lawyer. And I was going to apply to law school, whatever, I don't know. Anyway.
Yeah, I mean, it's wild to know that. Yeah.
Yeah, it didn't happen. And I decided to like go sleep on the dance floor. I needed somewhere to go when me and my mom had a big falling out. And I called the dance teacher and I said, can I come stay? I'll sleep on the couch at the dance studio. And he said, yeah.
It's crazy.
He liked me, but yeah.
Do you still have a talent for numbers and bookkeeping and that types of things? Like, are you
No.
involved with or do you just
No.
kind of just
No, I'm smart about it, but I've always been very attuned with my biz managers,
Right.
like not to let my money get away from me.
but you're not like playing the markets and like, looking on the stock pages and like,
I do some investing.
Yeah.
Here and
Yeah.
Because like some
I
people
do.
I know, they really they handicap companies kind of like horses and they really follow that stuff.
Yeah,
They really get
no, I
interested
don't.
in that. No,
I don't. But I left that behind and probably can, do multiplication now. My kids' math is too hard for me when I would try to help them. But
You know what I just read the other day?
This should be good.
The giving tree.
A page of a book.
They don't teach cursive anymore in school.
No.
I
I
haven't
just-
done
I
for
saw
like the
that
last
too.
few years.
I know. Why
Yeah.
is that?
Well, I guess because typing is such a big
I
part
know,
of
but like,
but
we
some
don't write
point,
anymore.
right,
but you
like
got to
for the
sign
last-
your name and stuff.
I exactly like what
They
is a
teach them
signature?
their name in kindergarten, I think, and that's it.
And that's it. We're done. Next chapter.
How's
Yeah.
everybody's handwriting? Self-assessment on your handwriting.
Oh,
Go.
it's
So
terrible
worst.
because you don't get to practice it. But
The
I
worst,
know how.
Jason Bad,
yeah,
Sean.
terrible. Yeah,
My brain works faster than my hand, so I
Yeah.
can't.
right.
I also, when I have to write a birthday card, I'm like,
Yes.
this is horrendous.
That's
Wait a
what I know.
minute.
Yes.
Like, I have
Yeah,
to
yeah.
cross shit out. It's crazy.
Do you do all caps? Do you do all caps?
I do like a
I'm trying
hybrid.
to
It's
do
terrible.
Yeah, me too. It's a hybrid.
Yeah.
What's
I'll
happened to
start
us?
every sentence in cursive and then end up going
Yeah,
just
and
for
then I have to do
legibility
it.
alone. I want people to understand what the hell I'm writing.
It's so true.
Okay, so this is like I'm gonna just because we're almost out of time with
Speed
you.
round.
Speed round. Speed
So
round.
we're gonna do like a little tiny something speed round. And if you
This is
we
a,
didn't even
this
get
is a
to your
section Sean's
to
been
your
trying
like
to introduce to the podcast
to your,
last
to your
couple of
music
weeks.
career, which is just massive. And I've been to
know.
I know every other song that you've ever recorded, and I just think it's incredible. I mean,
Thank you.
what
Thank
you've
you.
accomplished.
It's pretty insane. I just had a #1 dance record like a
really?
few weeks ago. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, I had a new record out called Save Me Tonight. And I went and I performed it at Coachella. And after that, like went to #1.
That's amazing.
It's
I mean,
amazing.
It is amazing.
Had you done Coachella before?
Never. It was my first time at Coachella.
Was it a freaky big experience or was it?
It's massive.
Yeah.
It's big. And I had never been. I didn't know what it was like or whatever. But you have all these people. And I hadn't done a dance record in a long time. And David Guetta had this record. And I was going out on tour last summer to do like a little limited tour overseas. And I was like, I need some new songs. Like, I'm tired of performing the same old songs. And so I did like 5
We're
new
not, by the way,
records.
we're not tired of this song.
Thank you. No, I still do them.
Yeah.
I still do them. But
Yeah.
I did like 5 new records, 4 or 5 new records. And I put them in the show just for that. And this one kind of popped off. And so we released it a couple months ago or something. So,
And what about
yeah.
videos? Or people still make videos, right?
They do, but it's not
you?
the same. Yeah, I don't really even feel like I need to sometimes.
Do you have to pay for them?
I do.
Yeah.
Yeah, because it's different. Like when I started, they'd spend millions of dollars on videos, like $1 million, $2 million were big budget videos. Michael Jackson, Janet used to do like $7 million
Right.
videos.
I remember that.
But now, because of streaming and how the record business has changed since I started, it's like a whole different world. You have to shoot them on your iPhone yourself, $100,000. sometimes they give you 75. It's really a different thing.
And that's to promote the album that you have a limit.
Probably through social media too.
yeah.
Right, and it's not even your album; it's the label's album, and the way the music industry runs nowadays. Correct me. Most of the income for the artist comes from touring as opposed to album sales. Is that right?
Absolutely.
Yeah. Now, speaking of touring, you toured forever. You did obviously massive shows your whole life. You know, I love horrible theater stories. You might not know this, but give me something that happened on a tour that just went horribly wrong. That's funny.
Well, I don't know if you saw this. It wasn't.
Oh yes, I know what you're
horribly
going to
wrong.
say. I know what you're going to say.
The thing on my neck. Did you see it?
No, I saw. No, I thought you were going to say when you fell.
No, that happened, but that wasn't on tour. That was on television.
Oh, that's right.
And it ran on CNN for the next 3 days while my
That's right.
fucking coccyx was fucking on fire.
Right.
And it was just like, it was awful. But no, I was gonna say this summer on tour, I was.
I just wrote 3 jokes. Sorry, I'm not doing any of them. There's a
Coccyx.
coccyx on fire, and take pills for it and all that stuff. Never mind.
Yes. This summer when I was on tour, I don't remember where I was. Which actual date it was, but I was there, and I might have been in Spain because I was singing a Spanish song, and it was like the slow moment in the show. You know, like usually I'm dancing around and doing the choreography and like a fucking bikini and a G-string and right,
All right.
whipping my hair around, and it's a good time. And
Same.
yeah. And so I'm standing there fully dressed, and I have this thing on. It's like outfit on, and I'm singing, and it's really quiet. Just a spotlight on me. And I don't know, like all during the show, I was seeing like little bugs and things around. But we're outside.
Oh,
so
this
I
did see this.
They're attracted to the light.
Yeah.
And so everything is dark except for me. And I'm singing, and as I'm singing, the audience starts screaming. And usually they do react in this moment because I stop and it's a slow song, and they usually clap and whatever before I do the little last line. I do like a dramatic pause.
Right.
But this time they're like clapping a lot and screaming, and I was like, what's happening? And I'm just there, and this huge bug is just crawling up my
Massive.
neck. And I feel it. And I thought it was hitting me and going away and hitting me and going away. But when you see the thing, it starts like down here, and it just goes,
Yeah.
and it lands up right here. And I just feel it a little bit, but I just stayed really still, and I finished the song, the last line, and then I just go, and I kind of go, and it flies into the light like that. And I saw it, and I was like, what the fuck was that? It was like a fucking helicopter. It looked like a helicopter. It was crazy.
I love that.
But that was
I love it.
crazy. But it was kind of horrible. Like, if I would have known it was that, I probably would have
God.
been screaming and yelling. And
No. Okay,
Yeah.
three final little things. What's the most Bronx thing about you that's never left, no matter where life is taking you?
I can't stop cursing. I try.
Okay, great. I love
I
that.
have a potty mouth. It's
And
terrible.
then I love it. And then, by the way, you know this, Jen, already, but I'm saying to Jason and Will, did you guys know that Google Images is because of Jennifer Lopez?
What do you mean?
That Google didn't have Google Images until that green Versace dress. And then everybody Googled it. So then Google's like, we don't have anywhere for people to see
A
images.
search engine.
A search engine. So they invented Google Images because of
way.
Jennifer Lopez.
Yeah.
Isn't that
and
wild?
Sergey has, that he's been asked that after that. And he's like, yes, that is absolutely true. Jennifer, when she walked the red carpet in that dress, everybody wanted to have a picture of it. And we didn't have any Google search pics, anything.
Sue
And he
them.
goes, so
Sue
we
them.
invented it.
Sue them. They're so rich. Sue them.
I was like, don't I deserve some
get a
money
little
for that?
For sure. We got some good lawyers.
Okay, and then we got to plug this because I can't wait to see it. Office Romance comes out June 5th on Netflix.
does. I'm
Yes,
very
you, Brett
excited.
Goldstein. He
wrote
wrote it
for
with you
me.
in mind, right?
Yes, he did.
super
Yeah.
funny, Brett Goldstein.
He's funny, but I love his brand of like writing where it's like really kind of hard jokes, but with this wholesomeness at the end of the day. It's really, I think you guys will like this one.
Okay, good. I can't wait to see
It's made
it.
for guys and girls, not just the romantic comedy for like
Right.
girls.
And then this is really cool. Edward James Olmos, who was your dad in Selena, is your dad in this movie.
He is. And I got to tell you, when we when we filmed with him and he walks in on this like board meeting, and it's the first time you see him, and when he walks in, like all the cast and all the extras that were in the board meeting were like kind of like he has such a commanding presence. But even more than that, when we screened it for the first time and he walks in and his first line is hot damn, with that really deep voice, and people just started clapping in the theater. And I think part because he was my dad and Selena, of course, but also because it's just like, it's Edward James Olmos, and it was great. It was great to get to work with him again. He's amazing.
And speaking of musicals, I love Kiss of the Spider Woman. I can't believe it was your first movie musical ever. You need to do more.
I know.
And second of all, I read somewhere you're going to do Bye Bye Birdie, but that was a while ago.
That was a while ago. Do you remember when they were doing like these musicals on TV?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, Carrie Underwood did one.
Are you asking if Sean remembers?
Yeah, I did Hairspray live with Ariana Grande and everything.
That's right.
Yeah.
So when they did those, they were talking about doing Bye Bye Birdie, but then it kind of went away.
Well, make it happen again.
I don't know. We'll see.
You'd be great, Rosie. You'd be a great Rosie.
I would be a great Rosie.
Everything
Trust me, I practiced all the songs.
Well, they could change it to Everything is J-Lo.
Yeah, they could.
All right. Well, honey, thank you so much for being
here. You guys are great. Thank you so much.
It was very cool of you to do this, Jennifer. Thank you so much.
No, not at all. Ever since you did it that one day and I walked into the podcast, I was like, I've got to do that one day. It looks like so much fun.
That's right. That's right.
Yeah. I'm sure you're off to go do something. What are you doing in New York?
I was doing the upfronts. Right now, I'm editing. I'm working on an edit I just did a residency in Vegas, and I did a brand new show, the J-Lo show, which you would love, because what I did was combine my hits with musical theater inspirations of mine. I know it sounds like it wouldn't work, but it worked amazing.
Wait, but it's a residency where you
we filmed it for Paramount Plus and for CBS, and so I'm editing. We're editing that now. We're putting
I can't
it
wait
together.
to see that.
Yeah, we filmed it.
I can't wait to see that.
Yeah, that's
very cool.
Yeah,
yes.
Busy as ever. Busy as
just
ever.
doing my thing.
Keep going.
Singing, dancing show, girl.
It's really so impressive, Jennifer.
Yeah,
it really is. Keep going.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's amazing.
You guys are
it's amazing.
So kind. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
I'll see you
Bye-bye.
soon.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, honey.
That's big star. That's
Sean,
that's
that is
a real big star.
Massive.
Come on.
Talented star.
when I was reading about her, it's just you go, oh yeah, oh wait, yeah, oh wait.
I'll tell you, that
She's not a star. That's a mega star.
That's a mega
that
star.
documentary is pretty stunning. I mean, it takes you all the way through it. Everything that she's done.
Who does
all of
everything?
It. Yeah.
But it's also so incredibly well earned. It's not because
she works.
There's some sort of celebrity manipulation or something. She's like she does everything and does it at such a high level, and people are, paying for it, and they're supporting it, and they're coming she's just
and she has this sort of, as I was saying, like this sort of this coolness and this calmness and this like knows who she is clearly, right, and is like so comfortable. And again, I was kind of getting at that thing of like we all think that we know.
Right.
And who people are. I remember watching, that Tiger Woods documentary came out a few years ago.
Well.
And it started, and I remember turning it off because I was thinking like, I don't think he wants me to know all this stuff. Do you know what I mean?
Oh, right. Yeah.
I just turned it
Tiger
off.
Woods wants you to know all that stuff?
But just anything about people, any people just talking shit. Like we don't know anything about
I
until
thought
we
he was
hear
in
from.
it. I thought you were saying
No. Until we hear from them what their experience is, we don't really know.
And she just seems so purposefully aware of her beginnings, of her roots, and is constantly staying in touch with the people that she surrounds herself with. And so that's probably why she's so on it.
Shawnee, I mean, that was a great get.
Oh,
great get.
Happy.
And there's no way you would be lazy to work in the Bye Bye Birdie thing at the end there of your questioning.
He hadn't even thought about it until you mentioned it.
No,
plus I think you've used Bye Bye Birdie before
many times. So I would never use it
We'll just
again.
wait. We'll wait for something a little bit better.
I know
if
that
you need a Google search or something.
Yeah, if there's something that needs to come up, you know what I mean, that you
the Bye Bye Birdie thing is real because she she was
No, I know
going to
what
do
you-
it.
No, we know
Yeah,
it's real,
no,
but like
yeah.
maybe if there was something
You can't
that was
set yourself up like that.
No, yeah, you know what I mean. There's got to be
Look at him type
something
away.
typing and just trying to think.
Well, you guys know
here we
from
go.
her album "This Is Me." You guys know
Sure,
that, really?
yeah, of course, yeah.
Oh,
wait
it's
a
my
second.
favorite. What do you?
You mean her 2002 record? This Is Me.
Yeah,
Then?
yeah. This is me
Well.
then. Yeah, and you guys know.
This Is Me Now.
Yeah, this is me
24?
now. Yeah, this is me
Do
now.
you have a favorite song from that?
Yeah,
album or
it's
something?
it's so good. It's called Never. It's called Never Good.
Oh, you sneaky son of a!
Bye, Birdie.
Oh, you're so bad.
SmartLess.
SmartLess is 100% organic and artisanally handcrafted by Rob Armjarv, Bennett Barbaco, and Michael Granteri.
SmartLess.